Hey guys, now in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a couple of my favorite Codex plugins and MCPs that you can bring into Codex that can make your Codex agent work like a superhero for you, building out the things that you need to build out. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. So first things first, obviously, when you go up here to the top left, you have this plugins option, and this is where you can search for different plugins, and you can also scroll down and view all of the different plugins based on their different categories. So we have like creativity, we have communication, we have business and operations, featured plugins. And now the first thing that I want to actually search for is something called MagicPath. And I'm pretty sure that most of you, if you've seen some of my videos, you know about this. It basically turns your Codex project or even Claude Code or Cursor project into an interactive infinite canvas view where you can basically paste in your code to this infinite canvas and view everything that you're working on in one place. And after you do that, and once you're in your project workspace, you can go up here to the top right and click on the browser. You can then search for magicpath.ai. Then you can go ahead and sign into your account. When we want to create a new project, and we're going to name this to, I'm going to put YT for YouTube, and then we can close this over here. And then just to confirm, we can ask the agent, can you see the current project I have open in MagicPath? Check using the MagicPath plugin. And actually, before we do that, we want to make sure that our account is authenticated. And if it isn't, we just want to, write this down. It's going to then kick off a new sign-in flow. And once that's connected, that's pretty much all we need really, because throughout this video, you're going to see the magic of this tool. But I mean, just to show you like a quick demo, we can write something like build me a landing page for a design challenge event happening on Discord every Friday. Make it dark mode and make it have an editorial layout. And once that happens, you can see over here on the right side, our design starts getting generated in this little canvas view. And it is Codex that is basically moving its cursor around and building something. And in just a matter of seconds, we get a design over here. But again, we can scroll around and we can move this around and we can create more designs if we wanted to eventually. But let's move on to the next plugin, which is Notion. So all you have to do again is just click on it and add to Codex. We then install Notion. We then finish that authentication and it should now be connected. And one simple use case that I find pretty interesting is that you can find some type of template, a Notion template. Let's look for PRD templates. Go down here, we can find, for example, this one, which looks pretty simple. We can get this template and it's now synced as a page in our own organization's Notion account, but it has all of these like empty places over here, right? So problem statement, what problem will this project solve and how do we know this is a real problem? Goals and success metrics, audience and job stories, product spec, etc., etc. Now, when you're working in a project inside of Codex, this conversation is going to have a lot of context. And so I can go down here to my plugins. I can then scroll down and choose Notion. I can then go back here, and this is the title of this page, and I can copy this and I can say something like, based on this current project's context, update the empty space in the Maven's product requirement document template. We can go ahead and submit this. And so now it's taking this component as a reference, and it says that it's found the exact Notion page and fetching the structure. And it says the template has the expected blank areas under each PRD prompt, and it's going to replace these empty blocks with a filled PRD for the MagicPath landing page project. Okay, now perfect. Now it's basically changed all of the text down here. So we have a new problem statement. Designers and builders often want a lightweight way to practice, get feedback, and sharpen taste. So basically this design challenge is going to help with that. It's a 75-minute build window. So it's basically given all of this context based on the history of my prompt, on the history of my chat, and filled out this entire PRD. And now with this, I can go back into Codex and I can say duplicate the current MagicPath component 3 times and create 3 different variants of this page based on the new context of that PRD. And now we get these 3 new variants being loaded up on the right side. Okay, and eventually we make these changes and we decide to go with this one. I can then go back to the template marketplace for Notion and look for like some type of changelog template. Choose this one, click on get template. And then we have this public changelog over here. So we have like, for example, no version and 1.00 and then all the way down to like 2.1. So I can then go ahead and copy this. So I can say I want to choose the selected MagicPath component, which is this one, as a new version of our site. Please write the updates in the changelog under the public changelog. And now, as you can see, we have a new page here, new Friday Design Challenge landing page. I can click on this It says we refresh the Friday Design Challenge landing page with a new manifesto style design. It reports the known issues that it had, gives some extra notes. And this is just like an overall really good system to integrate Notion with whatever you're building inside of Codex and keep everything organized in one place. And then we can just go back into Codex and say something like, whenever we make the updates to our design, always ask me if we should update our changelog in Notion. And so actually the next thing that I want to try to do here is that all these designs that I see have like these types of unsplash images, very, generic stock images that I see in all types of AI generated websites. And this one really isn't a plugin inside of Codex. It's more of an MCP or a CLI. In this case, we can use a CLI. I can just grab this, go back into Codex, and we're going to click on this plus button over here and click on the terminal. And we can run this over here and then go back here, copy this. And then once that's done, we can go ahead and paste that in here to authenticate our account. Click on connect. And then once that's connected, we can go back to our browser and we can say something like, I do not like the current image in our selected design here. Use Higgsfield to generate a new image for the selection. And now we get this image inside of MagicPath and we can, the agent automatically adds it over here. But let's say that I have a big folder of images of myself. I can go ahead and upload this folder to the chat. And I can say, using Higgsfield, please generate a photo shoot of 4 images of me for this design challenge website. Then add the 4 images as 4 separate components over here. And now we get these 4 different images down here. I really like this one, for example. So what I can do is I can grab these 2 over here. And I can say something like add the selected image to the selected designs hero section. And then it tells you what component, what design it's selected, and it says that the selected image is this one, which is this one. So again, this is such a fantastic way to kind of visually build inside of Codex. All right, and now we get our updated design. It says, should I update the Notion changelog? Let's just say yes. But now the problem with this is that I can't really scroll down. There's nothing apart from this one hero section. I would probably want like another section at the bottom, maybe like a form for people to fill out and eventually join these challenges. And this is where we're going to be installing this MCP called Mobbin MCP. And I have a fantastic tutorial video about this. If you guys want to check it out, I'll link it down below. But basically you can click on install MCP and choose Codex over here, copy this, and then you can just paste this over here in the chat. And then let's just click on continue. And then I can say like using the Mobbin MCP, let's search for inspiration for a form section that I can add at the bottom of the hero section. And now Codex is saying I'm pulling the Mobbin preview images into a quick contact sheet. And then the Mobbin MCP gives us these different sections. I can tweak the prompt a little bit and say they should be multi-form context sections and then post the images in here. All right, and now we get the images loaded onto our MagicPath canvas. I'm just going to move them down here for a second and move these away. And I'm going to kind of look into these and see which one I like. I probably like this one the most from Webflow, or maybe something like this from Lovable. And again, what we can do then is I can select these 2 and say something like add the contact form section from the selected image to the selected design. And once that's done, we can go ahead and scroll down and we get our new section down here. So a new contact section based on this lovable contact section that we found in Mobbin. And now going to the final MCP, once we're done with this design exploration that we've done over here, we can go back to the plugins in Codex and search for Vercel or Versal, whatever you pronounce it. And you want to install this, and you can simply just write something like this. Connect the selected MagicPath design to a preview link using Vercel. And actually what we can do here is we can go down here to plugins and then search for Vercel. Here it is, boom. And then after about 2 to 3 minutes, Codex prepares this preview link for you. You can just click on this or just open it up in the Codex browser. And we now get our final website in this custom link that Vercel created for us. And if you go to the actual Vercel website, you can go ahead and preview and manage the deployments, eventually add a custom domain, and also enable web analytics, where you can view traffic sources, where people are coming from that visit your site, and so on and so forth. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know down in the comments below. And like always, thank you all so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. Goodbye.